again. I just turned it off and turned it back on to see if Luke can see me now on his iPad. So, slight technical issues. Please say yes. What? Okay, well that's not good. For some reason, he's not picking me up on the iPad. Okay, he's getting his charger. So Luke is getting his charger, and then he's going to be on with us. Oh, he may need to update the app. Okay. Hang on, let me tell him that. Have to update the app if it's... Maybe that's what it is. My day is fine. I feel like I've kind of lost count of sort of what day it is. I mean, I try to sort of do work from Monday to Friday. And then kind of take a weekend, but I'm getting a little, bored like the rest of us. So hopefully this this makes some of you a little less bored. Anyone drinking wine right now? Will I do another play? I would love to do another play, but I mean there's going to be a long time until plays are going to be able to be back on, unfortunately, which is quite sad. So yeah, I'm drinking. Oh, I love an Aperol Spritz. I wish I was drinking an Aperol Spritz. It's all I had last summer. I like an IPA too. I like a white wine. I like a red wine. But I guess I start drinking a little less red wine in the summer and kind of like more light, refreshing things. Let me see. Nope. Did I see Stanley Tucci's cocktail video? No, that sounds like really fun. I met Stanley Tucci at an event one time, and he was honestly the sweetest man, most charming, most lovely man I've ever met. It was actually a cocktail event. I mean, it didn't have anything to do with it though, but... Let me see. Nope. Say hello to Italy. I mean, I'm saying hello to Italy. I hope things are getting a little bit better over there. And in New York. What was I working on before the lockdown kicked in? I was working on a comedy sketch show, actually, which is very different to what I normally do, and I was really looking forward to it. Actually, we were supposed to be filming 2 weeks ago, me and my partner, my comedy duo partner, Beth Park, but we're going to have to put that on hold, and hopefully we'll be able to do it this year, because we'd love to show you some funny stuff. I wonder what is going on. This is, yeah, thank you for commenting on my hair. This is, I guess it has grown a lot longer. Hang on. It has grown a lot longer, and this is the first time I've done anything with it in quarantine, but it's actually quite comfortable because I can sort of work out like this and just keep it if I don't want to wash it. Do I think there'll be a Poldark film? I don't think so. Did I just burp? Yeah, potentially. I burp. I'm human. Hi, Cindy. What drama school did I go to? I went to a school called Drama Centre London, but oh, there we go. It's kind of not really. It doesn't really. Oh, here we go. Oh,
Sorry.
Don't worry.
This is what I do Instagram or any sort of technology.
I know. Well, you can't help. You can't help technical difficulties. Well, but I can see you better now.
Well, that's good.
How's
how
your
are
day
you?
been?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. Our little one's cot broke. So
Oh, how did that happen?
it's been knackered for a while, and she's just been sleeping on the one side of it, and it's sort of got gradually more sloped. So it's
Right.
like it was a week away from calling child services. So we got Joe's folks because they've got spare at theirs.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so they drove round, and we did a weird swap over from several meters apart. But it was nice because it meant that the kids could see them, and they haven't
Their
seen
grandparents, yeah.
and they haven't seen.
It's bizarre. Like if anything in this lockdown routine changes or goes wrong, you're kind of like
Yeah.
like what do I do? You can't really go to the store. Sam's having like massive back issues, and he can't go to the doctor, and he can't really, he can't. If he probably would have he probably would go to the acupuncturist if he could. But he's just gonna have to, ride it out.
How did he do that? I shouldn't ask that, should
No, it was nothing like that. I think it was burpees. Actually, we were doing burpees at home. Yeah, he played baseball because he's very American. He played baseball for years, and I think he actually has a slip disc, and so he had a really bad year where he could barely walk. And so he was in.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Since you've been with him.
I said what?
Since you've been with him, that happened.
Oh, no. This happened years ago when he was like in his 20s. So he's kind of always been. The back's always kind of been on the edge of something, and I think he's not really used to doing like leg days and leg workouts. So so he started doing them with me, and something went wrong. He's not happy, but hopefully it's not a slip disc.
That sucks. I mean, at least he can lie down. He hasn't got to go anywhere. It's not like he's got to
That's
get to
true.
work.
He can lie down plenty, and he reads scripts for a living, so he can just kind of lie and read.
Great.
Are you doing any home workouts? I mean, you have 2 kids. I don't know if you have any time.
Not really, mate. No, I'm not. I'm getting fat. That's my job in self-isolation. I'm just gonna get
But
fat.
you and Joe like to bake, right?
Yeah, but that's problematic because obviously I'm vegan and she.
Yeah. Does she try, or do you always bake vegan, or does she sort of try to do that too? And
Yeah, we a bit of both really. I do a lot of non-vegan baking as well because Albie enjoys it. Our eldest enjoys it.
Yeah, and it's quite nice anyway, just to do, quite creative.
Yeah, it's fun. But it just means we end up with loads of baked goods, and
Oh
there's really
yeah.
no way to eat it. So
Do you guys still watch Bake Off?
yeah,
I remember you told me you did, you guys do a thing where you pick a
yeah,
winner each week and then the loser has to bake like
yeah,
one of the goods from the, do you guys still do
exactly.
that?
No, not since having kids, really. Well, no, we did it when Albie was small, but not since Lonnie came along. Um, no, but yeah, we'd pick teams at the start of the series, and then if one of your people went out that week, you'd have to bake something from the show for
I
the other
always
person.
wanted to do
I
that.
recommend. It's fun, yeah, it's fun.
It's quite ambitious. Don't you have to have like all the gear?
Uh, I mean, we have got all the gear and no idea.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing that you baked?
I don't know. Oh God, that's tough. I mean, honestly, I'm not a very good baker. Joe, Joe's the baker, and I just sort of
Eat.
ask. Well, I mean, we make bread a lot. I mean, everyone's making bread at the moment, aren't they? You can't get flour for love nor
Well, I
money.
can't get any flour. I wanted to start. I was saying to you, was it last weekend? I wanted to get a sourdough starter,
Yeah,
and I can't get any flour.
that's a ball ache. And
I
I've
mean, I
got a
haven't
salad
I haven't
bar we
been
could give
really
you. But
researching, but one big Sainsbury's and another pretty big grocery store, nothing.
yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Local shops, like
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I haven't really been looking this week, but yeah, it would be nice to bake a nice bread. I've been doing a lot of banana bread, but I've been trying to make it healthier, and it's not really that fun when it's healthy. When I
just a
do,
banana.
I know because it's quite dry. Sam likes it though, because he doesn't really like very sweet things, but I want it to be a little bit sweeter.
Yeah. But to be honest, I'm not
Um,
really a cake either. But
oh, you don't like banana?
no, I love bananas.
All right.
Well, I like banana bread actually as well. But I'm not really into cake, considering the amount of cakes we make. We made
Yeah,
hot cross buns this week.
yeah. I mean,
I,
thankfully I don't have a sweet tooth because if I did, then I would eat all the things because I have very much a savory tooth. So I normally just talk about like how we met, and then when you feel like it or you see anything that pops up that you'd like to answer, just go for it.
all right,
Do you
great.
remember? It's funny because I don't think about how I've met any of you until it comes up, and then I
Yeah,
remember. And I remember we met at that really funky hotel
Penzance, yeah.
in Penzance. It was like
Yeah,
40 Towers.
it was, yeah. Is it called the Queen's Hotel? It's probably a libel suit coming my way for saying that. Yeah, I do remember. I think maybe I'd just done my first day, and I came back to the hotel and I was like asking if anyone was around from the cast, and they said, "Oh yeah, Heida's having." Well, I think they probably called you Heidi. Was having
Yeah, probably.
a dinner in the bar or something. So I came in. Yeah, I think you were on your own. My memory might be failing me,
No,
but
I was. There was no one else there. I think they were probably still filming. I wasn't filming that day.
yeah,
In fact, I was actually in that hotel for about 2 weeks and I had very few filming days. So I was just like messing about in Penzance. It was such an odd place. I loved it. It was very like 40 Towers slash The Shining.
yeah. It was the only time we stayed there, wasn't it? That year, I think. Only time we
It was.
worked.
I quite like old strange hotels. I think they're quite nice. But I remember you had a hat on. You came
Yeah.
into the kind of pub area,
You were
and
eating a bag of chips, is what I remember.
yeah, but I was eating a burger and chips, which is very
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
And then you said, "Oh, I'm quite tired. I'm going to go in." And then you came back and you were like, "Actually, I'm just going to go and have a burger and chips." And
Good on you. I don't remember that bit, but I definitely remember walking in and seeing you eating a burger and chips and thinking, "How is this girl eating a burger and chips?" And then obviously I got to know you and I realised that's just part of the
I,
course. But
I just do that all the time. Well, I'm very lucky. I have a very it's all in the right places. So yeah, that it was exciting for us because we had all kind of just started, and you came in when fourth episode, fifth.
fifth, it was halfway through, so 5 of 8 I came in on.
But you were cast quite early because we had to start filming in Cornwall, didn't we?
Yeah, and I I came and had to test with Aiden It was weird, man. Me and another guy whose name I won't mention, but we had to get the train to Bristol where you guys were in studio before, because I think they were like 1 or 2 weeks before. It might have only been 1 week before Cornwall started, and we had to come to Bristol. He was in the red tunic, the Virginia stuff from the very beginning, and me and this other guy got off the train, went to the studio, tested with him, then got back on the train and went home.
Damn, and you had to like chat and like, did you know each other?
No, we didn't actually. I went up for another job while we were doing Poldark actually, and I shared a car with the guy I was like up against for the recall. And on this, we didn't actually meet. They were like, we did meet, but not in the same car. We met in the production office, that NAF room at the bottle yard.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it was awkward as all hell because it was Damien, Debbie, and Karen, or maybe just Damien and Debbie at that stage, and Aiden.
Oh man, yeah. We tested, yeah. I think I guess we all tested with Aiden. Oh yeah, and you must have gone to the bottle yard because we had already kind of set up filming there in Bristol, because we did it at the Mammoth office, which was even weirder because it was just kind of like a.
But you chemistry tested with
Yeah.
Aiden.
So someone just asked a question about what does it mean to test. It just means that you usually run lines or do a scene with someone who's already been cast. So in that case, Aiden, or like usually the main character, just to see what your chemistry is like. And yeah, you know, if it sucks, then you probably don't get the job.
Yeah. Yep.
Have you seen any questions that you wanted?
I saw someone asked about my hair, and I'd love to set the record straight on this, right? So when I auditioned for the part, the question was, did I dye my hair over the seasons because of colour? So when I auditioned for the part, I was blonde because I was doing a play. I was doing A View from the Bridge, and I had bleached blonde hair. Damien Timmer, the exec producer, saw the play and called me in after that. So and it was quite a short turnaround. The play finished in, I don't know, mid-April, and then I started filming in June, I think, something like that. So they dyed my hair, but they only dyed it. They dyed it, and then it started kicking out, the bleach started kicking out the colour. So I had like red hair in the first series, basically. But then but they thought my hair was too dark, too similar to Aiden's own hair colour for the following series. So they kept dyeing it basically until the last series, where they went, oh, let's just not bother. Let's give the guy a break.
Oh, really? They were like, everyone knows what he looks like now.
Yeah.
They're not going to mistake him. That like most people had hair issues.
Yeah. Did you? No, you didn't, did you?
No, I was fine. There was a lot of like Kyle had a lot of hair stuff, and Jack had a lot of sideburn stuff. I remember he was like allergic to the glue that they put on him. I don't know what's happening on your end, but you are buffering on mine.
I mean, everything's fine here, as far as I can tell.
Okay. And also no one's saying anything, so it's probably just my... So how long did hair and makeup and costume take? You were, famously easy, right?
Well, yes and no. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty straightforward. Yeah, I'd go in and shave and then leave. But they were a bit like I had a stick-on beard for half of series 3. That was pretty full on. That took a while. But you guys had it, I mean, like, the women had it much harder than the men, broadly speaking. There's a lot of time in the makeup chair for most of you guys, right?
Yeah. Sorry, you're kind of coming in and out, but I think it's getting better. Yeah, it was, I mean, I think probably Gabriella and I were probably the most high maintenance characters in terms of what we had to look like all the time. And it didn't really matter if they were wearing, if we were like, because for one season it was my entire hair, but you still had to dress the whole thing. And sometimes when I had shorter hair, they had extensions, but it still took forever.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're back.
Yeah,
Um,
Kebra, we'd be we'd be in the same scene at like 8 a.m. or whatever, and she'd be called at 5, and I wouldn't be called until 7.
I know, I know. It was yeah, it was a lot for the women. So what have you been up to since Poldark ended?
We had another baby, so that was the main project for a few months.
Congratulations.
Thanks very much. Yeah, she actually turned 1 like 2 weeks ago, whatever, maybe less. So we did that for a few months. Then Joe went and did a play, so I stayed at home with the kids. And that kind of took us to the end of the year, really. And then I started a play in January that was on and then got pulled because of the corona
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
Ruby texted me about going with Caro.
yeah,
That's on Agatha for you guys. And I was like, yeah, I'm in. And then it was just one of those things. I'd just come back from LA, and then it just slipped my mind, and I was like, oh, that's fine. I'll go on the time.
yeah, yeah. A few people were supposed to be coming in the last week, and then the last week never happened.
I know. Oh wait, so you only had a week left.
Yeah, yeah,
Did you enjoy it?
yeah, yeah. It was a really nice bunch of people. I love working at the Young Vic. So I was doing a play
Yeah.
called Norris, which is an adaptation of A Doll's House,
Yeah.
Babes, by a brilliant writer called Steph Smith at the Young Vic.
Yeah.
And it was my third play at the Young Vic, and I really like it there.
I've seen you. I came and saw. I came. God, I'm sleep deprived. I came to see you do Blue Orange with
Yes,
help me out.
Dan Kaluuya.
Daniel Kaluuya, yeah, which was crazy because we. I loved the play. I thought it was fantastic. I thought you guys were brilliant. And then we went for a drink afterwards. And then just after that, he just blew up.
Blew up, yeah. He was chatting to me during rehearsals. He was like, "Oh, I've just done this film in Atlanta, I think it was."
Was it Get
I was
Out?
like, oh. Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, it's a low budget thing. It's fun," but I was like, "Oh, cool. Is that out soon?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah." But I mean, small thing. And then, bam, he's like,
It
Oscar
was.
nom.
I know it was mad because I remember because I came to see you just before I left to LA for like a while, probably moved for a bit, and yeah, and it was literally like I just seen that guy do a play, and he was like, and and then suddenly it was Get Out, and it was Black Panther, and it was everything. It's kind of
Yeah,
cool. Yeah. What was
he's
it like?
such a nice guy as well. It couldn't happen to a nicer bloke, really.
Yeah, I really liked that play. That was great. Someone asked if you prefer theatre.
Uh, no, really. I mean, I used to. I definitely used to. I did a lot of theatre, almost exclusively theatre, until I started Poldark, and then
Mm,
did mainly telly for 5 years. But I don't know. It's hard. Theatre is hard work,
yeah.
and now since having kids, there are more concessions to make. You know, I have to miss 6 bedtimes a week and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and you really have to, I think, like care about the thing you're doing to want to do that. Really have to believe in it and what its purpose is. And what's brilliant about theatre is that you can be very clear about what its purpose is and what you want to be saying and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell you that's kind of somebody else's job. A
Yeah.
lot of well, if you're at the stage I'm at, I think. But the main reason I love TV is because there are more people. And the whole point of being an actor is just to meet cool people.
Yeah,
There's
I agree.
people at the film set.
Yeah. I just think I need to I just think I need a bit of balance. I don't get to do as much theatre. And even when I'm not filming, it's not like I'm necessarily just jumping between the both. But yeah, whenever I do a play, I am like, oh, it makes me appreciate filming more and kind of
Yeah.
vice versa. But I
Yeah.
do, all my friends with children are like, vying more for TV jobs because it's just easier for them.
Yeah, it's more contained. It's easier for childcare and things like that as well. You know, you're away for a week or 2 weeks or
Yeah.
whatever at
Yeah.
a time. You can sort out family coming with, or
Yeah.
and it pays better. Is the bottom line as well. You can do less work and get more money. And I know that's crass, but like with a family, it's a consideration for sure.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But you're writing as well, right?
Well, I'm not really at the moment because it's so full on with the kids, but And our bedroom's kind of been out of action, which is where my writing desk is that I'm leaning at now.
Yeah.
Since the beginning of this, because it's boring, but we had some DIY stuff to get sorted before we could get back in it.
Well, a lot of people are doing that. If I was even in a rental, I keep trying to like improve the place.
Well, yeah. Good. Otherwise, you get boring, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, my main thing I do, because I'm writing as well, but my main thing that I tend to do as soon as I'm like, okay, so today I'm writing, and then it's 5 o'clock and I rearrange the whole house.
Yeah.
And it's always when I'm like supposed to be getting into something writing wise. So
yeah, it's amazing how much other stuff you get done when you're supposed to be writing.
I know. I'm still working on being on my own doing it. I've figured it out with a partner.
You have a writing partner, right?
I have a writing partner, but then I have something that I'm doing on my own. And with my partner, we just, it's great. We hold each other accountable, but with, when I'm by myself, I haven't really, I always come up with something else to do. So how do you stay? I mean, obviously when you have time, how do you stay on it? How do you make yourself do it?
I have a window that I'm quite good in, and then the rest of the day is sort of a write-off, unless there's a deadline coming up fast, and then I'll write at whatever time. But normally, like, I write well between 10 and 2, and outside of that, I sort of just flag or meander or,
Yeah.
But try and, when I'm like working on a specific project for a specific building or whatever else, I try and write in that window.
Yeah.
And then go and do the nursery pickup, whatever. I mean, like in real life, but in this Corona life, I've really not written. I've barely written.
Yeah, a lot of people are sort of finding it quite hard.
Yeah, but also I'm kind of just going, fuck it. Like the stories I was writing before don't mean the same things now because the world's a different place. So I'm just gonna sit tight and write it out and see where we are after it.
It's true. It's going to be an interesting seeing sort of what the landscape is going to be out there when we're back. I mean, obviously it's going to be a different world, but I think we'll all be sick of seeing like pandemic stuff. I think hopefully we won't be fully saturated with like a Black Mirror, all over, because now we've lived through it. It's not, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not sure. It's too early to tell.
Exactly. Yeah. Same here. And I kind of don't want to second guess anything. So, and I'm not in a rush to. Quite apart from not having the time because the kids, I'm not in a rush. But like,
what are you enjoying about lockdown? What are you taking? What are you grateful for during this time?
Like time with the kids. We'd never have this amount of concentrated time, probably otherwise. That's nice.
Yeah.
And time with Joe.
Yeah.
That's really like, there's not much else to it, is there? It's just like spending time with the person. I mean, we're lucky in that we're with some people we love.
Yeah.
We get to spend with Sam. Like, it's hard, I think, if you're on your own.
Yeah, we're lucky we like our partners.
Yeah. Should we do some questions? I feel
bad. Yeah. Sorry, we're kind of getting off subject. I know that I've seen that a lot of people have been asking you about Sarah and how that all went down, and we discussed it with Gabrielle a little bit, and how you and her had a lot in common because you guys were going through similar things of having babies at the same time, and then having to do that scene and that storyline. How was that for you?
Yeah, it's brilliant. That's exactly the sort of thing you want to be doing, isn't it? The tough stuff is like why you sign up to be an actor.
Yeah. And you had a direct sort of personalization.
Yeah. And I think when the kids are really young, everything's so near the surface anyway. It felt quite... I bet.
You're sleep deprived the entire time as well. So your emotions are just like right at your fingertips.
Yeah. But it was really lovely. It definitely made Gabrielle and I closer as friends. Because we both were... Because they're hard moments to pull off. We were both looking after each other a lot in the scenes and on set, and that was nice. And so we're pals now because of that, in part, I think.
Yeah. What else have you seen that you would like to discuss? You delivered like all the babies. I always joke that Elizabeth had something with everyone but Dwight, but like Dwight had been
Dwight saw it
very
all.
physically close to
Yeah,
Elizabeth's stuff
yeah.
numerous times.
Which is funny because usually there weren't doctors present at births at the time, right? That's a sort of Poldark invention.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that actually.
yeah. It would have been delivered by friends and family or whatever.
Yeah,
Because the doctor's, however many miles away.
yeah. There's a lot of people asking what our favorite scene was together. I mean, I don't really remember that many. I remember a lot of birthing scenes. I remember you standing, with whoever I was married to at the time.
Yeah.
And me sort of like those scenes took a while, so I would like fall asleep in between takes because I got to.
Get yourself comfy with your phone in the bed.
Yeah. Did we have any other type of scenes?
There's one scene springing to mind. I don't know why we had it or what really it was about, but you were drinking a cup of tea. You invited me in for tea for something. You were trying to get information out of me about something, I think.
It was about Francis and if he had tried something,
That's
right?
it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's so
Yeah.
weird. It all comes back to me. Yeah. It just feels like so long ago, everything with Francis.
Yeah. I mean, it was years
I
ago.
know. And I remember, didn't we have tea in that room at Chavenage, which we then just kind of stopped filming in?
Yeah.
But I always loved that room. We used to use the whole house, and then we ended up, I guess we had more stuff in the studio. Wait, was it in the studio?
No, I think it was at Chavenage. I mean, it's definitely at Tremwith. Maybe it was a studio set. I don't know.
It might have been. It was all, yeah. And a lot of people have asked you about horses. Did you enjoy all the riding stuff?
I loved it. Yeah. Every year I tried to get them to give me more, and they were like, "You don't need it. Stop asking for more lessons.
Yeah.
Stop asking for more scenes. We can't fit it in.
Yeah.
Just do your one scene and shut up."
I know. I was always jealous that they sort of weaned Elizabeth off the riding, which I kind of.
Yeah. I know you were thrown, right? That was series 5, 4.
No, that was like, yeah, 3, yeah, and then I didn't ride.
3?
Yeah.
Was it?
Beginning of 3, and then that was it. And like, I never really went outside. I think series 4, I know, and which meant I had less in Cornwall, which
Yeah.
was quite upsetting.
Yeah, that was the best bit of the whole shoot.
It was, wasn't it? It felt like you were on holiday, and there was just like this energy about being down there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing.
What's your
The
favorite?
first series as well was because it was shot across the summer. It was just like
It was magical.
Mediterranean. Yeah, it was amazing.
I know. I kind of wish that they continued with that, but I guess they also needed winter.
Yeah. Yeah, and also cheaper, isn't it? If they film out a season, everything's cheaper for them.
Yeah. What was it? Oh, I can't remember what I was going to say.
Oh, that's tough. The river, favourite place in Cornwall. We did a scene.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's what I was
in
going to
series 3, when we were doing the prison break stuff from Camp Air, and there were like 12 of us in 2 boats rowing down the River Foul, and it was glorious sunshine, and I had the stick-on beard and everything, but wasn't rowing, so I was just sort of lying down in this rowboat, being towed up and down the Foul. That was amazing.
Yeah, all that stuff. Oh, there were always like magical nights or evenings down there, but also terribly bad weather sometimes.
Yeah.
Someone asked you about the PTSD stuff and how you approached it. How was that for you? I know you lost a lot of weight.
Yeah. I mean, I realise the show's not psychological realism per se. It's not a warts and all drama, but I did think if this guy's been in prison for however many months he's supposed to have been in prison, I should probably not look so well fed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I lost about 2 stone.
Wow.
Between 2 and series 3. Yeah, I was, I didn't look great.
How did you do that?
I saw a nutritionist.
Uh-huh.
And I took meal replacement shakes and went running and it was really, really boring. Holywell Bay was amazing. Yeah, it's a beautiful place. Thanks for that question.
Isn't that the place that we? No, no. There's not a hotel in the. No. We were staying at the Carpus Bay.
Yeah,
It's different.
Holywell Bay is where, I mean, there were a bunch of scenes down there. In the last series is where the mine collapsed, or the exterior part of where the mine collapsed.
Yeah.
And is where Dwight and Caroline did their horse riding.
Oh, nice. Very romantic.
Yeah.
Sorry. So yeah, how did you? I mean, so the weight loss was kind of the exterior part of it. What was it like approaching the rest of that stuff?
Well, that was
it's quite fun though as an actor, right?
Yeah, that was the first kind of tough one. You know, like the rest of it was for Dwight anyway. For there was a lot of supporting Ross's story and Demelza's story and all that, and then it was kind of the first time that Debbie went off into Dwight a bit. That was nice. But yeah, you just want to get that stuff right, don't you? You want to not do a disservice to anyone who's been through that experience. So I watched a lot of YouTube videos with soldiers who, struggled after conflict and stuff like that. And spoke to a couple of people, and I got a really, really, really lovely letter actually after that the producers forwarded to me from a guy who was an ex-serviceman who had suffered with post-traumatic stress and not been able to talk to his wife about it, and he just wrote to say thanks for the sensitive portrayal, and he wished he'd had the conversation that Dwight has with Caroline 20 years earlier with his wife. That was pretty humbling.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was amazing. That must have been amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, made me feel like we, managed to get some of it right at least.
Yeah, well, you never know. People could be watching something and have no idea how it's going to hit them.
Yeah, and that, now I've got kids, I don't. Maybe it's not to do with that. Maybe it's to do with getting older. I don't know. But I watch TV in a totally different way, and stuff is affecting now in a way that it didn't used to be. Watching TV. Yeah. I do get a lot out of it because I escape into TV more because the days are tiring and stuff like that. So now when I sit down to tune into TV, it has a proper function.
Yeah.
It's to change my mood in some way, or to help me out of a hole, or to just soothe me before bed or whatever. But there's it feels much more functional now than it did when I was younger, and I would just turn it on out of habit.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. I think I've been wanting to, not waste as much time with stuff that's sort of just kind of is in the background. And I want it to mean a lot more. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Maybe it probably has something to do with having kids, but also just getting older.
Yeah.
So...
I'm just going to answer, because there have been a lot of questions about why I don't have social media or give many interviews.
This was a very rare occasion, guys.
Yeah, and I'm only doing it because, the world, this is a global pandemic.
This is a very strange time, so the normal rules are...
Yeah, well, hopefully it'll never happen again. I just don't have social media because I can't be bothered. It's so time consuming, isn't it?
It is.
And I sort of think, unless you're going to make it part of your job, then,
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of mixed feelings about it. I've just kind of jumped on.
We've had this chat. We've spoken.
We have all the time. We're very split down the middle in the cast, by the way. And I know you guys ask a lot about Aiden and other members, but the truth is not everyone has social media. Not everyone wants to have it. I don't want to have it most of the time, but I'm sort of just kind of on a good roll. But you're good at it.
You're good at it in a way that I'm not.
Yeah, well, you never know until you try, but I'm not going to encourage you to try if you don't want to. I don't think. I mean, I feel like it's one less thing to do in your life.
Yeah, I do. There are times when I think, it would be good to be able to use it as a platform to champion a cause or
Sure. I mean, there's pros and cons to it, and it took me a long time to sort of make it a positive thing, more of a positive thing than a negative thing, because there's obviously so much content and so much saturated material that you don't get if you don't, if you don't have any of it.
Yeah.
What else to finish off? Finish off doesn't make sense. Is that the wrong way to say things? Is that like, I feel like that maybe like is that quite sexual?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Finish off.
Finish off sounds fine to me.
Oh, okay. Because I was trying to say wrap things up at some point,
Yeah,
and
that too.
then I said finish off, and it just felt weird. Okay, now I know that that's okay to say.
But I think that's all right. Yeah. Finish up is better. You're right. Yeah.
Finish up.
Finish up is probably better. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, finish off is more like your dinner, isn't it?
Yeah.
Finish off.
Well, I don't know. There are so many like grammatical rules in the British language which they don't have in American. For instance, like I would say something about my pants, which I mean, and then I would be talking about trousers, and British people would be very flabbergasted.
Yeah, I mean, show people your pants by all means.
Yeah.
Is that what Instagram's for? Showing people your pants?
Well, actually, yeah, probably 90% it is. Not for me, not for you, but yeah. If you had Instagram, who would you follow?
Who would I follow? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Do like organisations have Instagram, or is it just people?
Yeah, both. Yeah, I mean most sort of prolific things do.
Okay. Well, I guess like the liberal arts media and theatres and stuff like that. I'd obviously follow you.
Yeah.
Heida Reid.
Yeah. Any like.
You know what? I probably would just use it to spy on the Poldark cast and see what people are up to.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's nice. I mean, a lot of people joined Instagram during our time. Eleanor didn't have it for a while. Someone else, I don't remember. Was there anything you saw? I know we didn't really talk about Poldark that much.
No. Is there anything? Go on. Hit us with a burning question, and if it's like.
Yeah, we'll give you a couple more minutes. What do you? I mean, is there anything that you like? What do you miss about him? What did you enjoy the most about him?
He's just a good guy, isn't he? Dwight's a very nice man.
Yeah, he really was. Like, annoyingly.
Principled. So. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, he makes mistakes, but he's principled is the point, isn't it? And like, it's good. It's good to play at that. Yes, a lot of questions about friends. Yeah, I'm friends with. Let's keep in touch. We keep in touch a lot, don't we? A bunch of us.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
I spoke to Caro. Did I tell you this already? So Caroline Blakiston, who plays Aunt Agatha, had a little email exchange. She doesn't really do. I mean, she definitely doesn't do social media, but she doesn't really do anything via email, via computer.
Yeah.
But she did a little email back and forth. It was very nice.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Jack, I talked to a lot. Christian, you.
Yeah.
I talked to.
Yeah, we did a quiz night last weekend.
A quiz night last week. Yeah.
Let's go. And you did the quiz.
That's right. Yeah.
So thanks for that. That was actually really bad. A really bad one for me.
Yeah, it's quite a bad one for everyone, wasn't it? Maybe I chose the wrong questions.
Well, did you decide, because the answers lined up were, what am I trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. The answers when they were added together made a sentence to do with coronavirus.
Made a sentence, and so did you? Yeah. So what I wanted to ask you was, did you decide before you did the question that that's how you were gonna line up? I must have.
Yeah, like everything in my life, I just reverse engineer things. I just wanted that to happen, so I made a quiz to make it happen. Yeah.
One time, she thinks she might have handled. Do you find you? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It was too. What did you learn from Dwight?
I learned some strange period medicine stuff.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
I learned that you can. No, I'm not going to say that.
I'm
not going to say that.
What was the
Dwight Ennis. I wanted to play Dwight. Do you know what? The reason I wanted to play Dwight Ennis, this is And I really banged on about it for ages when I went in for the meeting, and they sort of looked at me like, okay, because I think the part of Dwight Ennis in the novels is written to represent the NHS. He turns up as this new thing who is suddenly prepared to give people treatment for free if they can't afford to pay for it, which is, because the novels were written at the advent of the NHS,
At the rise of the middle classes,
just after the Second World War, when the welfare state in the NHS had just been sort of invented, and then suddenly Dwight turns up and embodies all of those societal traits.
yeah.
And so I'm like, yeah, this feels like a way of saying, or a way of talking about free childcare. Geez, shows where my head's at. Free healthcare as a wonderful thing. So yeah, that's why I wanted to do it, really.
That is so cool. I've never heard that, and I think that's I think that's a great place to end this on.
Wrap it up. Thanks, mate.
Anything any last thing that you want to say? Anything that you're up to?
No.
Anything you want to tell these people?
I'm astonished and grateful that anyone bothered turning up. Thanks very much on your Thursday night.
Yeah, thanks, guys. We hope that it's weird to us, but it's nice that this is some kind of a lockdown relief for you guys.
Yeah, it's totally brilliant. Thank you for caring enough to tune in. And I hope you're all taking care of yourselves and each other and staying safe.
Yeah. And thank you so much for making a social media exception.
Yes. And thanks to anyone who's just followed me, but I'm now going to be deleting this Instagram account.
Yeah, you won't be seeing not something footballer or something.
Not the footballer. Oh yeah, so cool, because there's a guy called Luke Norris who used to play for Swindon Town, who doesn't anymore, plays for Colchester, I think. But anyway, he gets a mention in This Country. If you haven't watched This Country, treat yourself.
Where can you watch it?
Amazing. It's on iPlayer. There are 3 series of it and a special, and it's just the most brilliant thing since The Office.
Really? Oh, it's a comedy?
It's a comedy, yeah.
Oh, that sounds good. Maybe we'll get into that. We're actually
absolutely amazing.
We just paused. I've never seen Barton Fink. Can you believe it?
I haven't.
Well, it's great. I didn't even realize it was a Coen Brothers film, so I feel quite embarrassed about that. But I'm reading a book, a screenwriting book, and I'm sort of trying to pick out all the films that he mentions, and so Barton Fink is one of them.
Right.
About a playwright that gets taken to Hollywood and then has major writer's block.
Right.
So I highly recommend that. But thank you so much for coming. What are you up to? Thank you for coming on. What are you up to for the rest of the week?
I don't know. I'm sort of halfway through the gardening, so I'll be doing that tomorrow. Yeah, more of that. More DIY. There's a lot to sort out here. The place is sort of a building site, so I'll be doing that. What about you?
I don't know. We definitely have to go shopping. I was really good at cooking last week, and now we don't have anything. We just ate frozen pizzas, and it wasn't actually that satisfying.
Have you got a mask?
Yeah, we've got masks. We've got gloves. Yeah, it's quite a feat to go to a big grocery store. Is quite a
yeah.
Because we don't have a car, so we have to get our little shopping trolleys and all that stuff. So we're probably just gonna have to do that. And I don't actually have any plans this weekend, so yeah, nice. Maybe we should do a quiz again soon.
Yes, let's. Here's a message for everyone before I go as well. Don't get coronavirus. It sucks. I had it. It's miserable.
Sorry. Yes, we never even talked about that. Just quickly, what you had it and your family did.
Yeah,
that might be interesting to say. Just a quick few words about it.
Yeah, I mean, like we didn't have to go to hospital, but Joe did have to go to a COVID clinic, and has been on antibiotics because it turned from a viral to a bacterial thing. Anyway, it's miserable. Don't underestimate it. It really knocked us out, and we're young and healthy. And I have got my taste back today.
Wow.
It's been a month of not being able to taste anything. Yeah.
Well, today must have been nice. What did you have that you tasted?
Well, my favourite meal pretty much is just spaghetti with garlic and chili and
Lots of parmesan. Oh no,
no
do you
parmesan
make
meat.
do you make
Nutritional
a
yeast.
vegan parmesan?
No, there's I use nutritional yeast, but I don't really miss cheese anyway. I wasn't ever a massive fan.
But
Anyway, this is going on. I'm just whittering now.
have you ever tried a Brazil nut, nutritional yeast, salt, and garlic salt, or garlic salt? And you just splits that in a NutriBullet, and it is a really nice addition to any pasta dish.
Great, I'm doing it tomorrow. Well done. Thanks.
Do it tomorrow. Enjoy it. I will speak to you soon. Thanks
Yeah,
everyone
no,
who joined
take
in,
care.
and thank you so much for the chat. Have a good night.
Lots of love. See you later.
Bye.